Hello, Chef here with an ingredient review for you. So this is Hummus, and in many countries it's known as something else. I want to share this with you and see what you think of it. And if you've tried it before, please leave a comment. Tell us your recipe, how you like to use it. So Hummus is also called Fava beans. Oh yeah, Fava beans. Fava beans are very, very popular around the world for all different things. You can eat them with the pod. It's peas in a pod, basically. You can eat them with the pod when it's tender and young and small. Quite often in gourmet cuisine, this is served for the rich people, and you know it's pureed. So we've got fava bean puree, or hummus puree, or it goes by all different terms. So you can prepare a lot of different things with this. This can go in soups. In different countries, it's used for all different things. The main thing is it's really good for you, and it's super high in protein. So if you've not had fava beans, or fava beans, or broad beans, or hummus, you should seek it out. You can buy them in many grocery stores dry. You can get them fresh in the spring or in the summer, depending on where you live. The main thing, though, is there's 26 grams of protein in each serving, so it's pretty intense right there. It's very good for you. So these are cultivated around the world, very popular in the Middle East, used a lot in crop cover, helps prevent erosion. The plant can be fed to livestock, even the branches and stems and everything. It's completely edible, really good. Also, it's very low in fat. The calorie ratio is very good, and essential nutrients, very high in nutrients. It's very, very good for you. For me, mainly it's the protein. I like the protein. So in China, this is interesting. These are called broad beans, fava beans, and they're combined with soybean and chili peppers to make a fermented bean paste, which I'm sure most of you have tried. In Colombia, it's used in soups and sauces and very common food. And in Croatia and even Egypt and other places, it's often served with artichokes. Very, very interesting. So yeah, I mean it's a pretty neat food staple around the world. And the smaller, tender ones are often eaten raw, and these larger, dry ones, they get as big as a quarter. These larger ones are usually soaked and cooked and things like that. So in Greece, it's very popular in a stew, and it can be used in soup as well. In India, they prefer to eat it as a curry, like everything else, okay? And in the Middle East, it's considered a very high protein food, eaten quite often in the Middle East, and usually it's added with like salt water and vinegar and other things like that in the Middle East. But they do make different things, including even breads and things like that out of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. One more thing I want to mention here is in Japan, it's usually eaten raw when it's smaller and more tender, the young green ones. When they're raw, they're greenish colored. When they're dry, they turn more yellow and darker. They get a little more mature. And also in Mexico, it's very popular in soups. So this food is consumed around the world. In Peru, they eat it in stews, in soups, toasted, boiled, roasted, you name it, and they're eating it in Peru. They put it in all kinds of different dishes like that. And also this is even served with pork and bacon and chorizo in Portugal. Very interesting. So in Spain, there's even a few people that put it in paella. Very, very interesting. And in Sweden, they like to pan fry it with lard. Very unusual. So in Turkey, they like to soak it and puree it. And that's where my use is going to come in right here. Because I got these beans and I know that they're kind of a little bit on the dry side. And, you know, I'm going to soak these. I'm going to soak these in cold water. And I'm going to puree them. Kind of like a dip, like a hummus dip. So it's a pretty simple recipe here. I've got cold water. Just enough to cover like this. And I'm adding some salt. Yeah, right there. Okay, so that's the recipe. Once these soak, at least overnight, I'll continue this recipe. Okay, and here are the fava beans 24 hours later. You can see they've soaked up a considerable amount of that water and they're getting a little bit softer inside. And now we're going to strain this off and add them to some chicken stock. Okay? Yeah, just like this. One more thing, fresh ground black pepper, just a little bit, as well as some pink sea salt. Okay, and then we let it cook at least 30 minutes to get these beans more tender. I'll be back. Okay, about 30 minutes later, we carefully remove the bay leaf, strain out the fava beans from the liquid, adding the fava beans to the food processor. Along with some of the juice, the liquid. Adding some extra virgin olive oil. At this point, I'm adding a wedge of fresh lemon juice. And I'm going to be doing a tasting here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put a touch more of the juice. Yeah, that's it. Fava bean hummus, we're going to call this. And I'm going to be serving a small dish of it. Decided to garnish this with a little bit of these awesome Chinese chives. Oh yeah, look at those babies. That's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, support your sponsor. Oh yeah, keep cooking and have a great day. This will go perfect with some multigrain crackers. And like I said before, it's an excellent source of protein. Packed with protein. Very good for you. Try the recipe. come back and leave a comment. Keep cooking. Tomatoes, green and red ones. Check it out. Yeah, they're looking really good. Of course. Here is a finished mushroom appetizer. This is Appalachian Red Oak with a clear coat of food safe varnish. This is made in America. This is the best butcher block and desk surface, in my opinion. Countertops, islands, you name it. It's beautiful. Red oak is more porous and it will accept stain a little bit more. This is the same thing here, except this one is mineral oil finished. And then we're going to make it look like this. This is dark American walnut. Same deal, made in America, full-length strips, food safe glue, perfectly flat, perfectly square. Yeah, really, really nice. So stay tuned with me and I'm gonna be back and show you a few tips here. Here, so I'm using this block today. I noticed it's getting a little bit dry. Time to oil it again. So I'm going to be using 2 products today. I thought I'd share them with you as I oil this end grain rock maple butcher block. So the first one is let me see. The first one is my standard right here, and that is this awesome Boost Mystery Oil. Love it. Second one is the board cream. Okay, board cream, good stuff. So you notice they're different. The board cream's a little bit thicker. You actually have to squeeze it pretty good to get it out of the package. And the oil is a little thinner, so it pours out easier. So I actually take and mix the two together. I'm going to put a little bit of my mixture on the block like this, right here. Just like that. And I'm going to work it in a plastic bag here, a little swirl motion like this. Okay, work it in real good. If your block's really dry, it's going to suck that oil right up. This particular block has not been oiled in a while, so it's sucking it right up really quick. You can see that. It's penetrating. Yeah. that is the video. If you need the products, your sponsors got them right there. This will be dry within a few minutes or hours. I'll just let it sit overnight and it'll be totally dry by morning. Thanks for watching. Keep cooking. Have a beautiful day.